someone.
Mandela Catalogue is finally back after a long hibernation, and it is back with a banger where we learn a lot more about Thatcher Davis and Adam. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator, and welcome to Mandela Catalogue Presto. If you have any video or game suggestions, you know what the drill is. Send it to me on my Twitter or subreddit. Keep in mind that this video will have spoilers of all the Mandela Catalogue. Keep in mind that this video will have spoilers of all the Mandela Catalogue episodes and videos, and with that in mind, let's dive right in. Mandela Tech Store has a big sale as it's going out of business, closing down. This is following David Lee's death by one of the alternates who owned the Mandela Tech.
You have already done all of my bidding for me.
Sarah Heathcliff and Evelyn are then heard hacking into the CCTV cameras of the Mandela police station looking for a middle-aged man with a fake-looking mustache, as if referring to David. Maybe they are doing that to find out what the effects of encountering an alternate would look like and if he's actually morphing into one. While chatting to each other through their computers, their connection cuts off with a strange message popping up mentioning that the Mandela police station CCTV system has found Sarah, as if a program is tracing her. This is clearly none other than the alternates, who have the transmissional and interdimensional abilities of infiltrating systems, TVs, computers, and much more, with their abilities seemingly being limitless. The scene ends moving on to Adam being interrogated by an obscured person on what he's been up to and what's happened to him. This is after Adam and Jonah were wanted by the authorities, and after going to the house filled with alternates, being a trap for them so they can inform Adam about his nature of being an alternate himself. Adam, in an incoherent way, tries to explain that he went to a lady's house and instead of finding her, thinking it's gonna be easy cash, trying to get rid of some ghosts, he gets confronted by an alternate. In the last episodes, we witnessed how Adam was struggling to cope knowing he's an alternate, someone who was kidnapped and seemingly infected by the alternate since childhood, being raised believing that he is a human. His face in a horrifying manner deforms and changes while in the room being interrogated by this mysterious person who doesn't even flinch, who seems to be an agent in the field of temporal phenomena events, trying to find out more about the alternates, with Adam being the safest way to learn about them, even though Adam himself doesn't know much.
I wish there was something more I could do for you. I know you're in a lot of pain right now.
No. I know what you're trying to do. I'm not afraid of you.
I don't want you to be afraid of me, kid.
We got an appointment from a woman, and we went to her house that night. I talked to someone. Someone talked to me. No, I can't. It was my fault, Jonah. I knew this would happen. He told me. God.
He seems guilty and explains how he didn't leave with Jonah, abandoning him, which led to Jonah's death, who was scared for his life. Meanwhile, a scene sends a message directly to Thatcher Davis, the brave police officer who got himself entangled with the alternates after a call with his partner Ruth Weaver, who was replaced by an alternate. Thatcher managed to escape the alternate at that point in time, but he never could shake off the trauma, and the alternates equally never left him, always taunting him and seemingly toying with him and enjoying to see him suffer. The message they sent Thatcher reads as follows.
We're so caught up in your own volition that you never noticed your world turning into a gray and twisted version of its former self.
And on that note, the video ends abruptly, to be followed by a major installment to unveil more of the story. Not much is added to the lore in here other than the fact that majority of the main characters are under the influence of the alternates and are doomed. In the last few videos, we saw how Adam was losing his mind and the sense of himself, slowly spiraling down into madness. Strangely, despite being an alternate, it seems as if he adopted the life of being a human to the point that he could not cope with the knowledge of being an alternate, with that piece of information crushing him. Despite this tragic revelation, Adam can in fact be a very important part of the resistance who could alongside the brave humans face these entities. After all, he is an alternate and he possibly possesses their abilities, which means he can be a good match against them, while the humans can easily be replaced and lose their sanity, leading to death. At the moment, Adam is going through a lot, and it clearly has taken a massive toll on him. But this only means the more he resists and the more he survives while going through all of this, the stronger he will become in facing the alternates, given that he doesn't take the side of the alternates and he has good support on the human side. If Adam was just a mere human being, at this point he would have already lost his sanity and lost his life. As he mentions how Jonah already couldn't cope, who was a human being. Although this looks dire, it could be very good in the long run for Adam and humanity. So maybe the story is only just building up and we should prepare ourselves for a big turn of events. Now, for Thatcher, a human who has been dubbed David in the story of David and the Goliath, facing an unimaginable adversary, being the underdog here, he has been holding up, even though barely. He is just a human who has still not perished and lost his mind, at a point where more than 90% of the people would. Therefore, he is very resilient and will possibly be one of the major pieces of defeating the alternates. We can see how the alternates are taunting him constantly, visually and through whispers, being full on in a psychological warfare against them. Thatcher is severely under stress and barely coping, but regardless, he's still alive and seems to be getting only stronger even though the alternates keep on harassing him. Sarah and Evelyn on the other side also seem to be doing their own thing, so even though Mandela Catalogue at this point seems like a clear lost cause and a one-sided battle, with the viewers thinking the alternates will win and the alternates themselves being too confident in themselves, I have a strong feeling that the tables will turn and Adam and Thatcher alongside Sarah and Evelyn will win against the alternates and introduce new techniques so the humanity can prevail. Also, what we saw, which was quite interesting, is the obscured man interviewing Adam, who might seem menacing at first, as if being someone who's interrogating him. As we listen more carefully, it seems as if he's trying to help Adam, being very calm and friendly to him, despite Adam deforming and shape-shifting, seemingly unable to control his powers and abilities, learning about his origin. But this obscured man tries to coach Adam and guide him, as if being part of a large organization who are battling the alternates. But for this organization to exist and survive, they need to be in the shadows and very secretive, not only for people but also for the alternates, and that's the only way that they can protect themselves from the alternates. So, could this be the new beginning of people fighting back and regaining control, not being the ones who hide in the shadows and hoping for the best not to be targeted by the alternates? Maybe this will be the organization that will assist Adam to control his abilities and join forces, so they can learn more about the alternates, as knowing more about the enemy will open up more chances of fighting them off and defeating them. The biggest weapon the alternates had for having so much control was being very cryptic and instantly killing anyone that came into direct contact with them by adopting a psychological warfare technique and driving the victims into insanity. But Adam and Thatcher surviving to tell about their techniques can slowly gain control, and when. So I guess we will find out in the next episodes and how the story will turn out.
Do you remember that night, Murray? When you stare into the mirror, you see the same monsters from your bedroom, don't you? Your skin is not your own. You're not the real you.
What's going on, Adam? Who are you talking to? You need to call me back now. I don't know what's going on. Please don't make me have to worry about you. Please call me back.
Alright folks, that is it for this video, but I'm really excited for the story of Mandela Catalogue and where it's leading to. It seems to be getting very saucy, which is pretty good. I'm hoping that it's gonna move on and actually introduce new things to the story, and hopefully the tables will turn. Adam, Thatcher, Sarah and Evelyn take control and go on heads first against the alternates who have been menacing for so long. Either way, thank you folks for being here. It's been your host Star, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.